Good morning everyone, and welcome to another Total Sports and CISA collab. My name is Olivia Bloomer. I'm a yoga instructor and biokineticist at the Sports Science Institute of South Africa, and today I'm going to be taking us through a 30-minute power yoga class. So this class is going to be a bit more on the side of advanced to intermediate, but if you are a beginner you can listen along, and I will give some modifications so you can follow along and do as much as you can. If you have any pre-existing medical conditions, recent surgeries or pregnancies, please make sure that you have doctor's clearance before taking part in any of these workouts. Without any further ado, I'm going to get going. What you're going to need today is a mat or towel, and we can get started. We're going to start today's class in a child's pose of your choice. So you can either have the knees quite nice and wide, or you can have them a little bit closer together. Reaching the hands ahead of you and dropping the forehead to the ground. So we're going to start off this class taking 4 deep breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. And slowly rolling up, coming into a 4-point kneeling position. So hands just below the shoulders, knees just below the hips. And we're going to start to just warm up into the wrists by moving the body in nice and big circles. So here you can really freestyle. If you feel like you want to reach over and hold in a certain spot, just listening to our body as we begin our practice today. Good, and then reversing that direction, making nice big circles with the body, putting a little bit more weight into the wrist and then leaning away. And you can carry on like this, but if you want an extra stretch in the wrists, maybe turning the hands so that they face you, and then completing some more circles. So this might be too intense on the wrist, and that's fine. You can just stay with the original variation. And then coming to a place of stillness, turning the hands forward. On an exhale, we're going to round the back, pushing up towards the ceiling, dropping the head. And inhale, dropping belly, open chest. So carry on like that. Exhale as we round into our cats. Inhale as we drop belly in our cow. So carry on sinking in with your own breath. And you can freestyle, maybe leaning a bit from side to side here. And then coming to a place of stillness after you finished your last round. We're going to make sure our fingers are spread nice and wide. We're nice and strong through all 4 corners. I want you to tuck your toes under, draw your belly button to spine, take a deep breath in. And as we bring out, hovering the knees about 4 or so centimeters above the ground. So really feeling that core engage and pushing through the shoulder blades. Good. We're here for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and drop the knees. Send the hips back all the way into child's pose. Coming all the way back, hands beneath shoulders, tucking the toes again, core nice and tight. Let's lift up, knees just hovering just off the mat. So we're really creating some fire, turning on the core this morning. Keep nice and strong. I've got a nice straight line from the tip of my head all the way to my tailbone. We're here for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop the knees, send the hips back. We've got 1 more of those. Good. Coming back onto all 4s, tucking the toes. Make sure our core is really nice and strong. Deep breath in. And let's breathe out. We're holding here for just over 10 seconds. So keep nice and strong. Keep that gaze focused. Holding the position, not holding the breath. So keep the breath nice and steady. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop the knees. Last little child's pose here. Send the hips back. Good, then rocking all the way forward. Take the hands a little bit further away from the body, and let's tuck our toes coming into our downward facing dog. So you can pedal it out here, just warming up into the hamstrings. You might be quite tight this morning. So dropping one heel and then the next. Good. Make sure the hip bones and the sit bones are rotating towards the ceiling, so getting that feeling of lifting and lengthening through the spine. Good, and coming to a place of stillness, I want you to extend the right leg out behind you, toes pointing down, hips pointing down. On an exhale, I want you to bring right knee to right elbow. Good, still pushing through the shoulder blades. Bring it to right wrist, still hovering. Back to right elbow, up to right shoulder, send it back to three-legged dog, and drop the foot. So really working on our core this morning. Good. Grounding to right foot, reaching up the left leg. Exhale as we rock back into a plank, send left knee to left elbow. Bring it down to the wrist, back up to the elbow, up to the armpits, and send it all the way back, three-legged dog. Good, we'll go one more like that either side. Take a few moments, pedal it out. On an inhale, lift the leg. We're going to try and sink the breath here. Exhale to elbow. Inhale to wrist. Exhale to elbow. Inhale to armpit. And exhale, send it back. Good, drop that leg, last one here. Lifting the left leg up. Inhale. Exhale to elbow. Inhale to the wrist. Exhale to the elbow. Inhale to the shoulder. And exhale, send it all the way back. Drop the foot, drop the knees. Take 2 deep breaths in this child's pose. So the core should be starting to feel a little bit more warmed up, generating a little bit more heat. Good, and then tucking the toes under, let's send it back into our downward facing dog, hips up to the ceiling. Looking towards the back of the mat, slowly walking the hands nice and controlled all the way to the back of the mat to meet the feet. Feet are hip width distance apart, and slowly rolling up, stacking one vertebra at a time till we come to standing. Grow nice and tall, breathe in. And as we breathe out, dropping the head, rolling the shoulders forward, rolling the whole body down segmentally. Hands come to the ground. You can always take a bend in the knee here. And then walking all the way back, we're going to come into a plank pose here. Hands just below the shoulders, pushing through the shoulder blades, core is nice and tight. And then we're going to roll onto the outer edges, the right outer edges of the feet, stacking the feet, reaching up into a half plank, side plank. If you need to modify, drop that right knee. Good, so holding in our side plank, think of as if someone's tied a rope around your waist, they're pulling up to the ceiling. Good, and then coming back into your plank. Nice smooth transition, coming into side plank on the left, so rolling onto the left outer edges of the feet. Remember, always option to modify here. Good, coming back into my plank. I'm going to lower down onto my elbows, so I'm in a elbow plank here. And then send the hips up, coming into my dolphin pose. So this is like a downward dog, except our fingers are interlaced and we're on those elbows. Good, send it back into our elbow plank. We're going to roll onto the outer right edges, reach left hand up. We're in a side plank on our elbow. Remember, option to modify. Coming back to center, coming onto the left side. Keep on lifting up. Good, coming back to our plank, coming up to our hands, so we're in a top plank, pushing into our downward facing dog, walking the hands all the way to the back of the mat, and we'll meet in a forward fold, so just dropping the head, let it all hang heavy, and make sure you're soft in the knees here. Good, we're going to do that one more time. So rolling up nice and slow through the base of the spine. Inhale, when we get to the top, find length. And exhale, drop the head, roll shoulders forward, rolling all the way down. When we get to the bottom, walking the hands all the way out to our plank. Really nice and strong here, you know what's coming. Rolling onto the outer edges of the right feet, reaching up. Maybe you take your gaze up, challenge that balance. Good, coming back into our plank, rolling onto the other side, side plank on the left, maybe looking up. All the way back into our top plank, lowering down onto the elbows, interlacing the hands. Good, pushing up into our dolphin pose. You might need to walk the feet in like me. This is quite an intense strengthening exercise on the shoulders, so if you need to modify, you can just do a down dog. Good, then walk the feet out, coming into our plank, so my shoulders should be directly above my elbows. Rolling onto the one side, reaching the left arm up, coming to side plank on the elbow. Maybe taking gaze up. Good, other side. Reaching up, breathe in. Good, and then coming all the way back. Coming up onto the hands, take a deep breath in. And let's send those hips back. Good. Dropping down onto our knees. We'll take 2 deep breaths in this child's pose here. Well done. And slowly walking the hands back. Interlacing the hands behind the back, draw the shoulders away from the ears as we lift the hands off the lower back. Almost push the chest forward, and if you can, looking up, just getting a bit of a back bend here. Slowly releasing the hands. We'll come into our plank pose once more. So tucking toes under, and we're on our hands here. Good, you can either lower onto the knees or stay up on the toes. We're going to lower down for 4 counts. So keeping elbows in, let's go down for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Taking the hands just under the shoulders. As we inhale, draw the shoulders away from the ears and lift halfway up. Exhale down. Don't let those shoulders creep towards the ears. 2 more times. Inhale, lift halfway up. And down. Last one. Inhale, lift, lift, lift. And down. Good. Interlacing the hands behind the back. And then we're going to keep squeezing into the bum muscles. So pushing the hips into the mat. We're going to roll the shoulders away from the ears, and you can either keep the hands just at the side or keep the hands interlaced. As we roll the shoulders away from the ears, lift the upper body. So quite an intense back bend. If this hold is not serving you, just let go of the hands. We're going to hold here for a little while. Nice steady breathing. Good, 2 more breaths here. Good, and slowly release the hands down. We'll come into our Sphinx pose. So coming onto our elbows, roll shoulders away, take the gaze up. And then walking the right hand a little bit away from the body, so coming a little bit onto the right, come onto the fingertips, roll the shoulders away from the ears, and take your gaze over that right shoulder. And slowly release it back, taking the left, walking the left fingertips out to the side, roll the shoulder away, take the gaze over. Just adding a little bit of side stretch into our back bend. Then bring the hands all the way back, pushing all the way up into our 4-point kneeling, and then come to sit down. Your tailbone, hands come up, palms facing up. So you can either stay in this position, roll back, my back is nice and straight, and I can feel my lower abdominals starting to contract. Either that, or I bring my shins parallel to the ground. Good, we're holding here for 10 seconds. Keep shoulders down and relaxed. Steady breath. 3, 2, 1, lower all the way down. Knees bent, feet hip-width distance apart. On an exhale, I'm going to lift my head, neck and shoulders, tuck my chin to chest, and I'm just going to reach my hand towards my ankle. So switching sides. Good. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Good. Keep it going. 2. So lateral crunching. 1. And straight back into my boat pose. Either feet up or down. Back nice and straight. We're here holding for 10. So holding the pose, not holding the breath. Keep it steady and strong. If you have to hold your breath, it's an indication you're pushing too hard. You need to drop the feet. Good. 3, 2, 1. Lower down, straight into our side crunches. So tapping up, hand to ankle. Keep it going. We got 6, 5, 4. You feel that core burning. 3, 2, 1. You know what's coming. Straight back into our boat. And back nice and straight. This is our last boat hold here. So really make it count. Make it strong. Keep breathing in and out through the nose. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower down. Let's tap the last one. 10. Crunching sideways. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax it down. Hug both knees to chest and just rock back and forward a little bit. Massaging into the lower back. We've got one last core exercise. I'm going to start to slow it down a bit. So I want you to extend your right leg out and extend your left leg up. You can grab hold of the back of the left leg and just give it a little pull, like a little bit of dynamic work here. So you don't have to straighten out that left leg. If you feel like you need a bend, that's perfectly okay. Good, so just dynamically moving it a little back and forth. And then find a place of stillness, so it doesn't have to be straight, as I said. We're going to interlace our hands in Kali Mudra, so index fingers pointing up. Reach the hands up by the ears, and then I want you to hover that right foot. We're going to take a deep breath in. On an exhale, I want you to bring the hands to the inner left leg, crunching up. Good. Exhale, reach it all the way back. Good. Breathe in. Reach it to the outer left leg. Good. Exhale, reach it back. Switch legs. Right leg up. Breathe in and out. Bring the hands to the inner right leg and release. Exhale, bring it to the outer right leg and release. Switch legs. Breathe in. Exhale to the inner left leg. And then release. Exhale to the outer leg. And release. We've got one more. Keep it going. Keep it strong. Switch legs. Exhale to the inner right leg. Inhale, release. Exhale to the outer right leg. And release. Hug both knees. Chest. Well done. Releasing into the back. Good. And taking arms out to the side, palms facing up. And I want you to cross your right leg over your left leg and slowly begin to drop both legs off to the left side. Keeping my right shoulder blade glued to the mat. And if you can't stay glued to the mat, rather uncross the legs so that you can stay really nice and straight with the upper body facing upwards. Once you feel like you've settled into the twist, take your gaze over to the right side. Starting to slow down the breath. We've been doing a lot of quite difficult active core work, so just calming down the body, preparing it for some relaxation. And taking the head back to center, using your core to get the legs back up, changing the cross of your legs, lifting them up, and slowly lowering them down to the right side. Remember, if you can't keep that left shoulder blade down, maybe uncross the legs and taking gaze over to the left side. Nice deep cleansing breaths. Filling the lungs and completely emptying. And slowly bring back to center. Both knees to chest, just rocking up and down the base of the spine. And final little pose here, bring the feet together. I want you to either grab hold of the feet or the ankles, or if you feel like you really can't maintain a straight spine, just bringing the hands on fingertips and pushing through the ground. But if you feel like you can maintain a straight spine, bring the hands to the feet, straighten up, and I want you to start to lean forward so the crown of my head is leaning towards me, or in front of me. When I feel like I can't lean any longer and I'm at my max with a straight back, I want you to bring your hands out to the side, palms facing up, and then just dropping the head, relaxing down. So this is our passive stretch at the end of the class. No need to hold or force, just let gravity do the work. Beginning to slow our exhales especially. We've got 2 more deep breaths here. And slowly start to roll up. We're going to come to lying on our backs in our Shavasana, so our corpse pose. My feet are hip-width distance apart and my toes just flop out to the side. My hands are at 45-degree angles from my body and my palms are facing up. Taking 3 deep breaths here. Inhale through the nose, exhale it side out. So let's go. Inhale, deep breath in, and sigh it out. 2 more like that. And then just taking on our natural rhythm of our breath. Just gently scanning the body. Notice any areas of tightness. And just actively trying to relax deeper into those areas. We're just going to take about 5 or so breaths here, just your natural breathing rhythm in silence. Slowly begin to awaken into the fingers and the toes, bringing in a little bit of movement. Maybe moving the head from side to side. Moving the ankles and the wrists. And extending our left hand out by the ear, and then just rolling onto our left side, using that left hand as a pillow. Taking a moment on our side, and then just using our right hand to push us up, coming into our seated position. Nice straight spine. Hands rest on the knees. Just gently close the eyes. We're going to close off our practice today with 3 deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. So inhale, holding at the top, and out. Relaxing as we exhale. 2 more, breathe in, hold, and out. Last one, deepest breath we've taken all morning. Hold and sigh it out. Gently opening the eyes. Thank you so much for joining me, everyone, this morning. If you are interested in more classes like that, you can check out the Sports Science website. We have lots of classes going on, whether it's on Zoom, and you can also check out our classes with Total Sports every morning at 7:30. I hope you have a lovely day and rest of your week. Namaste.